Whether you're just getting started with dropshipping or you're trying to chase your first 100K per month, you've probably wondered at some point, should I go all in on organic dropshipping or should I run paid ads for my dropshipping store? Which thing will I get the most success with? Well, one of these is a scalable business model and the other one is literally like buying a lottery ticket. So in this video, I will break down the exact differences between organic dropshipping and running paid ads for a dropshipping store. And in the end, I will tell you which one that you should be doing for your own dropshipping store to get the most success in 2025. And trust me, you'll want to know this before you waste months chasing the wrong thing. So first of all, let's break these two things down. What exactly is organic dropshipping? Well, organic dropshipping is essentially just you posting content for free on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, etc., etc. And then you hope that you're gonna go viral enough to make a bunch of sales through people watching your content, going to your profile, then clicking your link in bio and checking out from there. And so with organic dropshipping, you have one of two ways of doing it. First of all, either you're gonna be making your own content, which inevitably at some point you're gonna have to do, or the second option, and this you can do in the beginning, is just to rip off other people's content, maybe edit it yourself and then post it on your socials from there. So let me break down the exact pros and cons of doing organic dropshipping. The first pro is that it's very low barriers to entry, meaning that everyone can literally do it because it's free to post content. It doesn't cost you anything to make a post. Obviously, you'll need to pay for the product to get it shipped to you, but that's barely anything. And so really, anyone, even with $0 to your name, you can start doing this immediately. And therefore, it can actually be a very good option for beginners that doesn't have real money to spend with ads, just to see if there's any product market fit and then take it from there. And lastly, if you do manage to go viral with your content and your social profiles, you can print money for free, meaning that you're not paying anything. But if you're making millions and millions of views, you can literally have a money printing machine. Now, the cons to this is that, first of all, you're literally going to become a slave to the algorithm. What I mean by being a slave is that a lot of the success that you're relying on comes from the algorithm itself. You're depending on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube to show your videos to the right people that actually wants to engage with your content and then make a purchase from there. Also, like 0.1 or 0.001% of all content actually goes viral and gets millions and millions of views. And so it's very inconsistent because it's hard to replicate going viral every single day. And because it's so hard to go viral every single day, you will see inconsistent results. Like you can get 2 million views one day, make 20K in a single day, and then the next day, well, you're gonna be making $0. And regardless of if you're making 20K or $0 in a single day, it's still gonna be super time consuming for you because making content by itself is a very time consuming thing. And if you want to make 8 videos in a single day to increase your odds of going viral, which are already super low, well, you need to spend like 16 hours in a single day just to make all the content, like making the thumbnails, making the video, editing, scripting out the idea, making the captions, uploading, etc., etc. There's a lot of work involved in this. And TikTok doesn't care how much time you spend on it. They will just push it to some random people and then you have to pray that you're gonna get served to the right audience. So now that I've covered the pros and cons of organic dropshipping, well, let's move into paid ads dropshipping. So what that is essentially that you're paying to play. You're running paid ads on Meta, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Google, doesn't really matter, but essentially you're paying for traffic. You're paying someone to get clicks to your website. The difference between running paid ads versus organic dropshipping is that paid ads focuses more on data than virality. And so with Meta ads, for example, which is what I run, I can look at a whole bunch of different numbers like my CPM, my click-through rate, my CPC, my CPA, my ROAS, my average order value. I can look at a bunch of these things and then make small changes and optimize from there. So the first pro of running paid ads is that it's very predictable. It's a predictable traffic source, meaning that I won't have these 20K in a single day and then 0. I may make 20K in a single day, then make 15, then make 25, then make 10, and then make 20K again. I'll never see like such big swings that you'll see with organic dropshipping. The next pro is that it's very scalable and it's easy to scale, meaning that if I want to spend more, I can make more as long as I'm profitable. And for me to go from $100 a day, for example, in sales to making $500 a day in sales, as long as I'm profitable, is actually very simple. I just either have to like duplicate a simple thing or just increase the budget on what I'm already running. Also, running paid ads lets me A/B test in real time, which lets me optimize much faster. So with organic dropshipping, I only have one shot, and I have one shot with this one piece of content, and I hope that it goes viral. Whereas running paid ads, I can run 5 different videos at one single time and then see which one is performing better. And then I can make small changes every single day or every 2 days or whatever, and then see if there's an increase in my conversions. And then lastly, I can control my targeting and I can control my budget. With organic dropshipping, I have no control over who gets to see my content, but with paid ads, I can get very specific on who actually sees my ads, and I can control that very detailed. And so I can essentially nail down my exact ideal audience and then just scale the hell out of that in literally no time. Now, obviously, it's not all sunshine for paid ads. There's obviously some cons too. First of all, is that it requires ad spend, and it requires ad spend upfront. So if you have a new account, Facebook is gonna charge you every like $1 or $2 that you're spending, and then you build up a little bit of credit history. But it is pay to play, and you need to have some sort of money, at least in the beginning, to actually get started. And so for me, for example, I usually spend $100 per day on a product test, $50 to $100 per day, and most of my students do that too. You need to have that cash in the bank to pay Meta to run your ad. Also, if you want to run ads and essentially pay to play, well, you're gonna need to learn more skills than just posting content organically. Because when you're running paid ads, well, you also need the content, but you also need to have really good copy. You need to write headlines and ad copy. You need to learn how to do media buying, and there's a lot more skill sets included into this. So it is a harder skill to learn, but once you actually learn it, well, you can sell everything you want in the world. Also, especially early on, you have the risk of becoming unprofitable. So depending on how much you're spending, how long you test for, and how good you are picking products, well, you can either lose just a little bit of money or you can lose a lot of money. Obviously, if you're spending $500 a day for 2 weeks just to run a product test, well, you're gonna be losing so much money if you're shit at picking products. But for me, for example, I usually test with $300 to $400, but also my criteria for testing a product is very strict. So if you've seen any of my videos, I have a ton of them on how to actually validate and find a product. Well, you know that my criteria are very strict, and it takes me a long time to find a winning product, but that also means that when I do a product test, I'm not losing all $300 to $400. I may only lose like $100 in those first 4 days because I know that the product I picked at least has a chance of getting sales. And so paid ads is a skill that once you master it, you have something that you can replicate over and over again. And once it works, and you can just scale it from there. So now that you know what organic and what paid ads dropshipping is, let's take them and put them side by side. So first of all, we have the cost. And so with organic dropshipping, obviously the cost is zero. And with paid ads, there is gonna be some money that you need to allocate upfront for your ads. Then we have control. And so what I told you about organic dropshipping is that you have zero control over who's gonna see your content, and you're literally a slave to the algorithm, versus with paid ads, you have full control over who's going to see your ads and who's in your target audience. Then we have your scalability. With organic dropshipping, it's pretty limited. You still only have 24 hours in a day to produce content. And again, you need to go viral, and it's very hard to go viral. But with paid ads, your scalability is literally unlimited. Like, you can start at $100 or $50 a day in ad spend and scale up to 10K, 50K, 100K a day in ad spend. Now, for the actual skill set that you need for organic dropshipping, you obviously need the skill set of content creation, whereas with paid ads, you need both content creation but also media buying. So as I said, it's harder to learn running paid ads, but it can also be incredibly rewarding. Then we have consistency. With organic dropshipping, it's very inconsistent. You don't really know if yesterday is going to be as good as today is, and you don't know if you're going to be making any money at all. Versus with paid ads, you can kind of have a pretty good idea of what you're going to be making the next day and also a week from now. And lastly, let's look at how difficult it is to actually replicate your success. So with organic dropshipping, it's very, very difficult because you can't just post the same piece of content and have it go viral again and make 2 million views and 20K in a single day in sales. Versus paid ads is very systematic. You have a process that you can follow, and through that process, you will get better and better results. So let's run a scenario here. Let's say you actually get your hands on a banger product, a perfect product. It's amazing. How does that look like scaling wise with organic dropshipping versus running paid ads? So with paid ads, it's actually very simple. You have one of two ways of doing it. Option one is that you just take the campaign that you already launched. And if you don't know how to actually run meta ads, I actually have a video on that on my YouTube channel that you can watch. But you're just gonna take that campaign and you're gonna increase the budget by 20% every 2 to 4 days, depending on the results that you're getting every time you increase the spend. Now, the second option you have, if you want to scale more aggressively because you have this perfect product that solves all the problems and everyone in the world wants it, is that you can take the campaign that you launched initially, you can duplicate it, and then you can just increase the spend to whatever you want from there. So let's say you're spending $100 a day now, you can duplicate the campaign, increase the budget on the new campaign to $500 a day, for example, and now you're spending $600 a day combined, meaning that in literally just a few clicks, you've 6x'd your ad spend and thereby also 6x your revenue and profits. With organic though, the story is a little bit different. You still need to wake up, get out of bed, and then research what TikToks has gone viral recently, coming up with the idea, shooting the video, making the thumbnail, doing the editing, doing the captions, and then uploading at the perfect time so that TikTok can push your video to your ideal audience. And still then you have to pray that you will get served to the right audience again. And only by doing that can you have a chance, a slim chance, to make the same amount of money that you made yesterday. And this is why you're going to become a slave to your own business if you're doing organic dropshipping, because even though you post 10 times a day and you get amazing results one day, you still don't know what your next day is going to look like. And even if you're successful and you go viral, which let's be honest, very few videos actually do, there's still a correlation between your time input and then also the results that you're getting. But even if you spend then 10 times the amount of time on making videos, it doesn't mean you're getting 10 times the results, because you have that very slim chance of going viral in the first place. And so that's the big difference between paid ads and organic, is that with paid ads, you can just push a few buttons and then you will be spending 5 times the amount of money, making 5 times the amount of revenue and 5 times the amount of profit. Whereas with dropshipping, you can be spending 10 times the amount of time and still make $0. So what's the final verdict? Well, I want to say this. Organic dropshipping can be great if you're a beginner just getting started. But if you actually want to be serious about building a predictable and scalable business, you need to learn media buying and you need to learn how to run paid ads. There's no way around it. You don't want to wake up every single day wondering and being afraid if a TikTok is going to pop off or not. You want to wake up knowing exactly how much you'll spend that day and how much money you'll make. So guys, that's it for this video. I hope you got some good value from it. If you're interested in getting started with dropshipping, or you just haven't found success yet and you want to work directly with me, I have a one-on-one mentorship that you can apply for if you click the link down below, where I will teach you everything there is to know about dropshipping and how you can actually get success, and I will guarantee that you're getting sales. If you have any questions after watching this video, just leave them down below and I'll be happy to answer. And if you got some value from it, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. That will massively help me out and I'll appreciate it. But that's it for this time, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.